Hello, this is Talon here. We released Superman and the Authority 2 weeks ago. That was actually the third book that we recorded. This is the second book. There was a scheduling mix-up. That's why you're going to hear a lot of references to Superman versus Meshi, because we had just read that book 2 weeks prior. So without further ado, let's get into the episode.
Welcome everyone to the Comic Panel. I'm Cody.
I'm Talon.
I'm Jacob.
And I'm Shawenta.
For those who are listening for the first time, we are a bi-weekly radio show podcast comic book club covering any and everything regarding comics and manga. We have each co-host pick a book that follows a specific theme and review a book for each episode. Then we wrap up the theme with a retrospective episode covering our opinions and favorite moments from each of the books. We are continuing our theme of Superman, the original superhero who fights for truth, justice, and a better tomorrow. In this second book, we are reviewing the 3 stories that are collected in the Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow trade paperback, including Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow, Superman and Swamp Thing, The Jungle Line, and For the Man Who Has Everything. All of the stories covered in today's episode were written by Alan Moore. Pencils are by Kurt Swan, Rick Veitch, and Dave Gibbons. Inking is done by George Perez, Kurt Schaffenberger, Al Williamson, and Dave Gibbons. Colors were done by Gene D'Angelo, Tatjana Wood, and Tom Zucco. Letters were done by Todd Kleen, Costanza, and Dave Gibbons. The individual issues included are Superman number 423, Action Comics number 583, DC Comics Presents number 83, and Superman Annual number 11. Now, before we jump into our review, we're going to give a summary of these stories. To start off with the titular story, Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow, this story is what was commonly known in Superman comics at the time as an imaginary story, a story that has no bearing on main continuity, but is informed by it. This is different from an Elseworlds or alternate universe story where the world is significantly different than the one we are used to in main continuity. This world could plausibly be in the world of main continuity and serves to tell the ending of Superman's story right before it got rebooted in response to Crisis on Infinite Earths. In this story, Superman's enemies suddenly start coming out of the woodwork after being gone for years. Enemies such as Bizarro, the Toyman, and the Prankster attack in brutal ways that they had not done previously, seemingly for no reason. Lex Luthor finds the head of Brainiac in the Arctic, but it activates and takes over his body. Superman's identity is revealed, a childhood friend is killed, and the Daily Planet staff is attacked, so Superman resolves to take his friends and loved ones to the Fortress of Solitude for their protection. Brainiac teams up with the Kryptonite Man and puts an impenetrable bubble around the fortress. Superman is visited by the Legion of Superheroes from the 30th century to give him a statuette to memorialize him. Trying to be helpful, Lana Lang and Jimmy Olsen use Superman's trophy room to give themselves temporary superpowers and disable the generator that is producing the force field around the fortress. They are successful in their mission to destroy the generator, but the force field stays up and both Lana and Jimmy are killed, but not before Lana kills the body of Lex Luthor at his request to stop Brainiac from controlling him. Unfortunately, Brainiac continues to use Luthor's dead body. The villains then decide to siege the fortress, and Krypto, the Superdog, attacks and kills the Kryptonite Man, but dies in the process from kryptonite poisoning. It is fairly easy after that for Superman to stop Brainiac, who falls over in the snow as Luthor's body starts to go through rigor mortis. It seems as if the threats are finally over, except that things just aren't adding up for why things turned out the way they did and why the force shield was still keeping them trapped there. Superman realizes that the one enemy from his past that could do all of this and is missing is Mr. Mxyzptlk. So he calls him out, and the imp reveals that it was him, and he decided that he was done only being mischievous and now wanted to be evil for fun. So he was going to kill Superman. Superman flies away with Lois and then realizes that the statuette that the Legion gave him was a clue to use his Phantom Zone projector to try and put Mr. Mxyzptlk in the Phantom Zone. When the projector is turned on and pointed at the imp, he panics and says his own name backwards to go back to the fifth dimension. But this happens at the same time that he is being transported into the Phantom Zone, so his body gets torn in half between dimensions. Superman understands that he did what had to be done, but that his no-kill rule is fundamental to who Superman is. So, despite the protests of Lois, he walks into the room in the fortress that holds golden kryptonite, a kryptonite that has the ability to strip away Superman's powers forever. It is claimed that he exited out of a secret passageway in the room and out into the cold Arctic without his powers, and that his body was never found. It is revealed at the end that he convened with Lois and they got married to each other, with Superman taking on a new name and secret identity. Their son also has superpowers. Never mind. In DC Comics Presents number 83, Superman is accidentally exposed to a fungus from his home planet, the Blood Morel. This poisonous mushroom causes fever, bouts of incapacitation, hallucinations, chronic overexertion, and in most cases, death. At first, he takes the fungus with permission to study it and find a cure, but he quickly starts experiencing the symptoms and picks a place to die. He buys a cheap used car, starts driving south, and eventually passes out from exhaustion and crashes the car. Swamp Thing comes across Superman's body and uses his powers to heal him by fighting off the infection and connecting with Superman psychically. Superman is thankful when he wakes up the next morning, but thinks that the Swamp Thing was just a hallucination. In Superman Annual number 11, Batman, Robin, and Wonder Woman are visiting the Fortress of Solitude to celebrate Superman's birthday. But when they come in, they find a plant creature growing on Superman's chest while he is standing still in a catatonic state. It is revealed that the space warlord, Mongul, is the one that put the creature on Superman, and explains that it reads the brain of its host and creates a life that they most wish they had. This results in Superman living a simulated life where Krypton never blew up and he grew up there. Unfortunately, things are not perfect in this fabricated world, as his father, Jor-El, turns to fascist right-wing politics, and his family is attacked by protesters for things that are the fault of the previous generation. Meanwhile, Batman and Wonder Woman fight Mongul, while Robin works to get the creature off after Superman begins to realize that his world is a lie. Robin is able to carry the creature using special gloves and then toss it onto Mongul, making him believe that he defeated the heroes and took over the Earth.
Cody, you chose this book. Want to tell us why?
Yeah. So our theme is Superman, and I felt like this book, I really enjoyed reading it in the past, particularly the Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow story. And I felt like it was like a very good, even though it's an ending, it does a lot to kind of introduce some of the different Silver Age lore stuff to readers that I really liked. Yeah, and I also chose to include the other two stories because I feel like there is like kind of a connecting through line, other than just being written by Alan Moore, of like being about endings and death and legacy. I'm sure we'll talk about it a little bit more, but you have obviously the end of Superman in the first story, and then you have Superman thinking that he's going to die, and then Superman imagining if his planet had not died. So, yeah, I felt like there was all like a kind of a connecting theme there. yeah.
What were our expectations going into this book?
Yeah, so I think that for me personally, I mean, I'd read it before, so I had, already kind of, I didn't have anything that I was guessing about, but yeah, I was expecting kind of a fun read that would be like, interesting, I guess. Interesting, fun read.
The last thing we read from about Superman that I can recall, other than obviously within this theme, was the Superman, was it red and blue or blue and red?
Yeah, red and blue.
Oh.
Red and blue.
Okay.
So I was expecting something like that. I was like, oh, it's probably going to be an anthology if it's like 3 stories. I missed the part where it was written by the same person. And once you said like Alan Moore, I was like, oh, it's going to be moody. That's pretty much all I knew.
Okay.
Moody. Did you find that it was moody?
We'll see.
Oh, okay. Gotcha. Yeah, I also had, I didn't have any expectations going into it, just because I was like, I didn't think about it.
Okay. And you, Jake?
Yeah, like Cody, I had read at least the first one and the last one. I can't recall if I'd ever read the Superman meeting Swamp Thing, but it's been long enough I could have forgotten, because also not a lot happens in that story.
It really
It's
is
by far the
quick.
briefest in your summary, so
Yeah.
it's not that surprising.
True.
He just has to get over a fever.
Yeah. It's a super fever.
Well, he's Superman, so he better super get over it.
Yeah.
Thank you, guys. That was awesome.
Oh. Okay.
I'm super stoked.
Yeah. In one sentence, what did we think of the volume overall?
I liked it.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
It was interesting in its hypotheticals. I don't know how else to say it. It's a little bit difficult for someone who doesn't know Superman at all.
That's fair.
I should know Superman at this point, but man, there's a lot of stuff in there about Superman that's not typical.
Yeah.
Especially because of the age of it.
Mm-hmm. You, Jake?
Yeah, I mean, I liked it, but I had read it before, for at least most of it, and also seen the animated version of the last story that's in Justice League Unlimited?
Unlimited, yeah.
The second one?
I believe it's in Unlimited.
Yeah.
And I don't think the other two have gotten adapted ever, which is fine. Not everything has to be adapted, right? But I think I prefer the animated one, but...
Really?
It makes the most sense for the last one to be animated. Like, all the other ones have a lot more going on.
Yeah.
The last one's very typical, like, episode, like, start to finish.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it doesn't... It's very self-contained, where...
Only a few sets.
Yeah. Yeah, for me, I think that, I enjoyed the volume. I think that, it was enjoyable, but I also did see, like, with fresh eyes, kind of, some of the more, like, I don't know how to say it exactly, but the more cynical expressions of Alan Moore.
It's a pretty cynical Superman.
Yeah.
It's a slightly atypical Superman, I would consider.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
In certain spots. Yeah. In a lot of spots, actually.
Yeah. Okay, so now that we know our general feelings, let's talk about why. Why did we like and dislike this book?
Well, because it was an atypical version of Superman, I found it very interesting. But I think the little Talon voice in the back of my head went, Superman wouldn't act like this.
Which story and in what
All of them.
action?
But specifically, I mean, Superman choosing to basically end his life is a very interesting I mean, so much of that story is like, well, everybody must know something. Like, everybody must know that I'm going to die.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then what is it? The little statue they give him is the final key to, oh, I should try this. And then he does solve it, but also, I read this recently. I'm forgetting what was his reasoning for choosing to go into the gold kryptonite.
Oh, because he killed Mr.
He finally killed somebody.
Yeah.
That's it. It's the final thing that
Yeah.
So it's a character arc, right? Like a character will never kill, and so because they've broken their code, they are like, what's the point?
Yeah, well, I mean, he doesn't. He says that nobody with Superman's power should ever be able to kill.
Nobody should kill, and especially not Superman.
Yeah.
So he doesn't feel like Superman anymore, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And so, of course, the hint at the very end that it's just him, but not him.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is weird. The gold kryptonite keeps you from being Superman, but lets you have Kryptonian children, I guess?
Yeah.
Or half Kryptonian.
That doesn't
that's
change
weird
his
to me.
genetics, right?
Yeah, I mean, it's within the context that red kryptonite can turn you into a giant bug, so...
I love that I forgot about the different colors of kryptonite until he said, I'm going to the gold kryptonite room. I went, like the Sonic. The different colors of Sonic.
yeah.
I was like, this is dumb. All over again. Isn't there like pink kryptonite? This is a
That's
weird
only
one.
from Smallville. But
okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, right. Yeah.
You forgot about pink kryptonite? Really?
Yeah. But no, then you mention it and I remember exactly where it's from. So
I mean, I think I was probably more engaged with the stories because I didn't know who was who or what was what.
Oh, gotcha.
Like Lana, I was like, who the heck is Lana?
You don't know Lana?
Wow.
I
I
mean-
don't really pick her up in modern continuity.
I mean,
Like,
Lois
that's
and
fair.
Lana get to like, I guess, have a heart to heart and cry about how they love Superman. I was like, there's a weird love triangle with
yeah,
Superman.
no, they are functionally Betty and Veronica, but like also,
That's funny.
but except for Lois is not like a rich snob, but
I
she
love-
is like a city girl.
Well, it's-
Interesting.
I think I do really like that moment when like Lana gets superpowers, of course, and super hearing, and of course that's the moment when Superman's like, I don't really love her.
Oh, yeah.
I don't want to hurt her feelings, but I don't love that lady. Thank God she'll never hear this.
Yeah.
It's like
Yikes.
perfect.
Yeah.
But, she got over it, right?
well,
I
she's
mean, it's a
willing
life
to-
or death situation.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was essentially willing to sacrifice her life is one interpretation you could have.
Yeah. So I'm recalling a story with Lana that had Clark like kind of, I thought it was like Clark kind of pining after her, but then
Why did he ever like her if she sucks?
Well, okay,
Unless
first of all,
I
You
first of all,
said she was snobby.
No. I was saying that Lois is not snobby and rich, but she's a city girl. Lana is the Betty.
Oh.
Yeah.
See, I totally thought the opposite.
yeah,
gotcha. Lana Lang is from Smallville, and Lois is from Metropolis, and
Stupid hell names.
yeah. No, Lex Luthor, Lana Lang, Lois, yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, but yeah, so basically they grew up together. She was the main love interest of Superboy because in pre-crisis continuity, Superman was Superboy.
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, I was going to ask that. I was like, how did that
Yeah.
add up? Because he keeps mentioning that. He's like, when I was Superboy.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fascinating.
Yeah. Right after this, they completely change everything and make it so Superman was only ever a superhero in his adulthood.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I think this, I was reading, this marked the end of this artist's career. So it's like...
Kurt
Oh, wow.
Swan.
Yeah.
Dang.
Yeah. I mean, he would still probably draw some stuff, but for the most part, this was the end.
His big final one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I wonder if that adds to it.
Yeah.
That is kind of poetic.
Mm-hmm.
A bunch of stories about endings.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And his ending.
Yeah, because he drew the majority of Superman comics,
Oh, okay.
from up to that point.
It's
of course.
crazy.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, and then, okay, so this is all about how I feel like these are atypical Supermen. Then the one with Swamp Thing, where Superman's, I mean, he's acting feral, but also he's just like sick.
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I don't think I've ever been like, oh no, what if Superman gets like hallucinations and goes crazy on everyone? Like,
you know, what's funny to me is that so Smallville did that too, the TV show, but their excuse was silver kryptonite made him go crazy, and it was like a similar way too, because he was like sweating the more he went on, but it was like, you know, got crazier and crazier, got more paranoid.
Did somebody just slip it in his pocket? How did...
No, so it was delivered to Lana Lang's dorm room. He picks it up and opens it because they're dating at this point. So he's like, whatever, I'll just
your
open
mail's
it.
your mail's my mail now.
And so he picks
a
it.
federal crime.
Yes,
Wait,
that's
I was gonna say,
Superman.
hold on. Is Smallville Superman a felon?
Time to write the clickbait article.
Oh no, was I not supposed to reveal that? But yeah, he picks up the kryptonite and it slips and cuts him, and then that's how he gets infected.
He's so clumsy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, the last one is like him opening a box he shouldn't open, right?
Yeah, he has
Oh,
a
yeah,
special.
that's true.
He has a special teleportation channel that he only opens on his birthday.
Some alien gifts in there. Superman. I don't know how atypical I would call the Superman in the last one, where he's like living out this, you know, alternate life on his planet. But man, it's interesting him dealing with like family that he loves, but also they're going off on a weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting because like I wonder if part of it is that he's so like so the plant is supposed to make you live the life that you wish you had.
Live your greatest desire.
Your greatest desire. Yeah.
Which to him is life continuing on Krypton, I guess.
Yeah.
But it doesn't, none of it seems very good.
No. Like Batman, we briefly see where his parents lived.
And that like kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
But is Superman just, it's been, I mean, obviously it seems like he probably like, you know, saw the beginning where like things were supposed to end. And as it happens with his dad was wrong.
Yeah.
Things didn't end. And so he's probably lived out all that time, in his brain at least, like everything being cool. And has it just been cool too long? And Superman's like,
yeah, I mean, like, is it a defense mechanism in it of itself of like this can't exist? And also, you know, because it's only going off of what he has in his own brain, you know, it can't construct
I feel like
world
it's
that he doesn't know.
a sign of a deeper cynicism literally coming through.
Yeah.
I kind of thought of it a little bit differently, where it's like, okay, here are all the parameters for your deepest desires. And then it's like, all right, now I'm going to take over, and logically, this is what would happen. You know?
But wouldn't that be that way for everybody then? Like at some point, like everybody's greatest desire is probably going to end up with parts of it being really horrible. But so why does it work for the guy at the very end? Sorry, the villain.
Oh, yeah.
The fact that his destruction is awesome.
Yeah.
Like, wouldn't the logical conclusion be somebody would probably stop him? He's not, like, there's people...
Or just, like, I mean, I guess if I was really writing that, it would be that he's not happy with, actually.
Right. Yeah. I think that's really interesting, though. Like, if you, at some point, like, you're stuck in it too much, even if it sucks, you can't get out because you're too weak. But Superman just is eventually gonna... He breaks out.
Yeah, he breaks out. Yeah, and I think I'm gonna push against your interpretation, Talon, because I think that the plant doesn't have a mind of its own. Really, it just has the ability to psychically read other beings. And
He called it like barely intelligent or something.
Yeah.
So it does have something.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
not much of an imagination to be all like, I am purposefully doing this. I think it has to rely more on the brain of its host.
Just leading
Gotcha.
them down a certain path that they want to go down.
Yeah.
So I don't know why Superman has this,
Yeah.
in my opinion, deep underlying cynicism. I
Yeah.
wonder if it's just the fact that it's kind of sad, like the idea that he can't imagine a better life for himself
Right.
on Krypton.
Yeah.
I guess part of it could be in this. I mean, defend too much of this because it is ultimately like 30-minute cartoon adventure, right? Short little. But I think like we only see the like more bad stuff start to happen when they're actively trying to take off the what's it called?
Oh.
Black
Heart?
Mercy.
Okay, but we see that. But they literally say, like, they haven't talked for 3 years, your father and your cousin.
Right, but like,
yeah, but that's after.
But also, yeah, that's true. We don't know how long that is in his time. Because obviously he hasn't been standing there for, like, that long.
Yeah, yeah.
It's still his birthday.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
It's only been a few hours.
Yeah,
but-
I am assuming that he didn't like. If you've ever seen the Rick and Morty bit, that's like where they do the video game and Morty lives through an entire life. Yeah, yeah.
and then wakes up and it's like, wait, what?
Yeah. So I
Yikes.
assume Superman didn't like go from birth up. He just like assumed that he had memories.
yeah.
I mean,
I
yeah,
figured
it's like
that
a
too.
typical dream, time passes
Yeah.
differently.
Mm-hmm.
So that's an interesting theory, the fact that only through outside, like, intervention, his dreams started to get corrupted.
Yeah. Interesting. I didn't think of that either. Huh.
So he wouldn't have gotten out of it without his friends.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was the power of friendship.
It always is.
That's
Ultimately,
the gift. That's what you get for the man who has everything.
oh yeah,
Some good friends.
Wow.
that makes
And
sense.
then you kiss one of them.
Okay, that was weird. We'll say that was,
I don't understand that.
I don't either.
I gotta say, I only have the reference of other old comics, but all I can say is that based on those, it seemed way more common for your friends to kiss you. Like that was just
okay.
I thought you were going to say specifically Wonder Woman, because literally, isn't it in the first issue where they're like, his friends are out there,
Oh,
and
yeah.
possibly his lovers,
Yeah.
and it was like Wonder Woman next to Batman, next to like
Yeah, there's-
Robin. I was
yeah.
like,
It was
are you-
obviously just Wonder
I mean,
Woman.
obviously just Wonder Woman, but also the fact that it was on the same level. I was like, I don't think that Batman should be part of the upper group, right?
yeah. No, I mean,
So is that just Wonder Woman's role to
no, I
be
don't.
potential love interest?
Honestly, I don't know what the history is on there, and yeah,
Do you think it's just Alan Moore?
maybe he
Can
might
we just
be
blame him?
he might be a Wonder Woman Superman shipper, but but also, I mean, okay, there was a part of me that was all like, they're talking about Batman, but also
Potential.
potential. Like, I mean, especially back then, he couldn't say it. So, anyway, though, yeah.
It's such a weird, in general, the way that last issue treats Wonder Woman, where they spend so much time being like, ha, woman. Like, I mean,
Yeah,
specifically,
yeah.
obviously, he's the villain. But it's such a specific, like, he asks, like, first off, he's like, I don't know about your guys' customs. Who can I
Right.
kill first? And it's polite. And then he goes on to be like, misogynistic.
Yeah.
Well, I'm like, so you do know about their customs.
Right. Like he was specifically like, I hear you guys what's the word? Not segregate, but like distinct
Oh yeah,
by gender or
yeah.
something like that.
Dimorphism, yeah.
well, not even
Differentiate by gender or whatever.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't mean in a scientific
Right,
classification
yeah.
either, like societally.
Yeah.
Okay.
And then he's like, oh yeah, you're a woman. What are you going to do? It's
Yeah.
like,
And then
does that
the comic kind of validates him by making Wonder Woman not really fight him. She gets knocked unconscious even. I was like, this sucks.
She did? I mean, she put up a heck of a fight.
She did, and then
But,
she gets knocked unconscious before Superman comes in and has finally gotten free.
Oh, okay. Gotcha.
That's so mean.
Yeah, kind of is.
What can you do? He's stronger. I don't know.
Why is he stronger though? I mean, I don't know this villain, so it
Yeah.
just was some random alien. Like he needed to use that plant to take down Superman. But
Yeah.
it seems like he probably just could fight them. like he does, he holds up pretty fair fight against Superman when he does wake up.
Yeah, I think that Mongul is at least in a one-on-one head-to-head, not as strong as Superman, but like a fair fight kind of.
Mm-hmm.
And like I think that it is by means of using things to incapacitate him that he usually wins.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the villain. You have to use the underhanded tactics.
Yeah.
It's so funny watching Robin steadily make his way towards them. I'm like, I know what we're doing. Just get there quicker, sir.
Yeah. I did really like this, because they mentioned that this is Jason Todd,
Oh,
so
yeah,
it's just he's new to being Robin and stuff, and he's like, wow, I've met Superman, but I've never been to his house,
No, yeah. That's interesting to think about. Well, so Jason Todd is the second Robin.
Yeah.
Okay. I thought there was more Robins before him.
No.
I was like, but no.
Yeah.
Okay.
And so, he's kind of unsure of himself. He's unsure of how to help in this situation. He's like, Superman's beaten. What am I going to do?
Yeah.
Batman's beaten. Wonder Woman's beaten.
Yeah.
He's taking this. I don't know if it's a weapon or whatever, but he's he gets to the second
Uses
story
the
and then
gloves.
The gauntlets.
Yeah. He's in the Black Mercy is in there, and he gets to the second level, and they're like, dang it, they're already downstairs.
Yeah.
So we get to see an angry Superman in that issue.
Mm-hmm.
We get to see a crazy Superman in the previous issue, hallucinating, lashing out against all the little creepy extinct creatures that are haunting him. And then the one before that, we get to see what I would consider a depressed Superman.
In whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow?
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, he gets angry there, too, when he finds out that Lana was killed.
Yeah, well, to the point where he kills them.
I mean, I guess, okay, I can see where he might be depressed. I would say more stressed.
Yeah, I don't think that he was depressed, personally.
It doesn't... No, he cries.
Yeah.
Depressed might not be the right word, but he's pretty distraught to the point where he's crying.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and then his dog dies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
His dog, his childhood love, his best friend. Well, does Jimmy die? I said
Jimmy
he
does.
Okay, yeah, so his best friend. His dog best friend.
That's, yeah.
The old couple survives.
Yeah. Old couple
Whoever the heck they are. I literally don't know.
Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure Perry's wife is just maybe she's shown up before, but definitely not a main cast character. Yeah. And I think that's why they explain her a little bit more when they're talking. I
still am I don't know who they are.
Yeah.
Superman's sad that they're going to get a divorce. I'm like, who are they?
Yeah, and Perry is his boss.
Oh.
Yeah. And apparently, I guess, secondary father figure. Tertiary?
Yeah.
It's the only thing your boss could be in comics.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do we have anything we disliked about the book?
I mean, I guess I would say, we kind of talked a little bit about the cynicism of stuff. I think that, making it, serious and, that kind of, edginess-ish by, killing, characters that people, are obviously fond of. Mm-hmm. Killing the dog and killing Lana and stuff is, I don't know. It just maybe feels a little bit we'll just do this,
I don't know. I think it was interesting that they killed them, but Superman being I killed someone. Oh my God, nobody should ever do that. and then him going to the gold kryptonite. And I mean, as Lois tells the story, he probably wandered off into the ice and died because he didn't have his powers anymore. And I was like, well, commit then. Like, I don't know, the fact that he's like, well, actually, I'm her husband and we're living fine. I don't know. It felt a little bit like, okay, so you killed someone, but you're over it. Like, I understand it's supposed to be like penance or whatever. Yeah. You don't have powers anymore. But that just seems to rob the earth of...
Yeah, boo-hoo, stuck with my wife who loves me and my kid.
Doesn't that, like, rob the earth of protection more than it robs Superman of anything?
Yeah, I can see that. I think that, you know, because he says also he was, narcissistic because he thought that the world couldn't get on without him, but they were fine.
Oh, that's definitely him being cynical.
Yeah. Well, yeah.
I can't quit my job. Everybody needs me.
Mm-hmm. But yeah, I think that the motivation behind it is just that, you know, he isn't allowed to have his powers anymore because he might kill again. Mm-hmm. And which is not, honestly, that's kind of I think a weak, like when they say that about Batman, you know, like you can't kill otherwise, like that's a weak reason. There's other reasons for Batman not to kill. And I'm
kind of convinced with Batman. Like,
let's not get into this right now.
Yeah.
We would take forever.
But with Superman, I don't know. I kind of think of him as more of like, he would say, that happened, time to shake it off, like, continue. Because, like you said, like, that does rob Earth of protection in that regard. Because at the very least, he's not like, okay, yeah, I did that. That's cool. You know, he would have felt, or he did feel bad about it. Mm-hmm.
But also, this story kind of assumes that there will never be a Superman villain ever again.
Yeah, most of them are dead.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, most of the bad ones?
Well, they've kind of self-destructed, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Bizarro.
Huh. I mean, that is quite a lot. Is there anybody we'd be missing?
Yeah, and I don't think that there's there are other Superman villains.
Metallo.
Yeah, no, Metallo was dead at that point, and his brother was the one that attacked the Daily Planet and Metalloized a bunch of people.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. They pretty quickly are like unmasked Superman, escalation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I know that it'd be so depressing if it was like, and then Superman died, and then I remarried.
Yeah.
It's like,
I thought that's what it was happening.
But until they do like the moment he was like, Superman, I don't care about her ex. That guy was a schmuck. Us regular peoples are the real heroes. It's like, Superman, shut up.
Yeah.
You knew it was Superman by that point?
The moment he started to say that, I was like, oh, they're gonna pull the twist that he's Superman. And then I got to the end and I was like, wait, well, when's he gonna pull off his mask? Is he just gonna look like this always? So I thought, I wasn't quite sure what I like kept going back to look at the panel with the kid making the coal into a diamond. And I was like, did she just have Superman's kid and then marry a different guy? Like,
yeah.
I totally missed that.
See, the first time I read it, that's what I thought too. I must have missed the last page, or otherwise I just didn't interpret it right. And so I was just like, but that doesn't make any sense.
But the fact that he winks at the camera at the last one,
that was cool. I thought that was great.
You're Superman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. They did warn you at the beginning that it ends with a wink.
Did it?
Yeah.
I mean, also Lois being like, now they'll leave us alone at least for another 10 years. I was like...
Well, I mean, that was pretty obvious.
Yeah. I can't think of a different ending I would have, but I do feel a little cheated by the ending. I mean, it's... Whenever they do these, like, they died, they're always like, and then we never found their body.
Oh, yeah. That should have been your first clue.
I guess we'll have to release more issues.
Dang, yeah, that really should have been our first clue.
Yeah.
They love doing that.
It's true.
And then if they find the body, obviously it's a fake.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
It was a body they plucked from the future to cover up the tracks.
Always.
Yeah.
Oh my god, that story's so dumb. So dumb. Yeah, you're right. They should have done that ending for this. Superman from the past comes to the future to replace that Superman. Just like, oh my god, there's so many things they could have done. So I should be grateful for what we have.
Yeah. But yeah, for whatever happened to the Man of Tomorrow, though, I do like, just like the celebration of Silver Age stuff. I love Bizarro, and I even though it's like it is like kind of that like, cynical sadness still of like, he kills his planet, kills people on Earth, and then kills himself. And like, but also it's like, that he's like taking the mere image of Superman to the extreme,
Superman having to confront his mortality is really good. That's always good. Like,
yeah, and it does that
right.
by facing Bizarro at the very beginning too. It's like, actually that's great actually, because Bizarro dies at the beginning and Superman dies at the end.
Fake out death.
Yeah, you could say that Superman dies and Clark Kent lives.
Yes, that's true.
What do you mean by Superman had to face his mortality?
I mean, literally the fact that they're like, here's a statue we heard today was pretty important. He was like,
oh, okay.
You guys know when I'm going to die. And they're like, yeah, but we'd never tell you. But today's pretty important.
Yeah.
And he's like, wait. Yeah, so he ends up crying in the night. Like, he thinks he's invulnerable kind of thing. It ties back to him feeling like he was narcissistic. He was, everybody needs me. And also, I'm never going to die.
Yeah, I mean, even in a lot of cases, he doesn't, like, he might age, but he doesn't age like a human does.
I really felt that, the Supergirl thing. I really felt that. Her being like, well, I guess I'm somewhere else, right? It's like, oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah. That was a fun, part of like wrapping in the Crisis on Infinite Earths that was like happening too, because she had like just died in that, and so it was like, I mean, they do say that this is like a couple years in the future, so it is like maybe 2 or 3 years for him, but still,
yeah. I mean, and being that it just sucks.
Yeah.
The future.
It sucks. Yeah. It sucks to see her and just be all like, I can't do anything to save you, just like they can't do anything to save me.
And I can't tell you anything. I can't express like my happiness at seeing you really or my grief. I'm just like, cool to see you.
Yeah. Yeah. What was the line too? She asks if she's a beautiful superwoman.
She's like, did I grow up pretty? And he's like, you grew up beautiful.
Yeah.
I don't feel like there's the same punches, of course, with the Swamp Thing one. Obviously, it's such a short one. I mean, it's kind of funny that he's just moss. Sorry, the fact that he's at this conference and he's like, what is that moss? And like remembering, and then he gets outside, and it's such a like, I know that he genuinely has something, but it was such like a hypochondriac kind of thing of like the symptoms. I'm having all of them immediately.
Yeah,
it's interesting in that instance, because they did the thing that they did in Superman Meshi, where he's like, by the force of his will, but then it was like, by the force of his will, he went through the deepest recesses of his memory and pulled out that.
It's interesting, the part, because again, kind of mortality, right? Like he thinks he's gonna die. That's why he's leaving town, and he's probably gonna hurt a lot of things in the meantime is the problem. And him being haunted by the extinct creatures. They're like, you're gonna be like us. You're gonna be extinct.
Yeah.
I don't know if this means anything, but I just did not get that at all. So, like,
why he would be
Do you mean you didn't get it immediately, or do you see it now at least?
I did not get the sense that Superman was facing his mortality. Like, I was reading it
I
and
don't
like
know if
I
he
didn't
faced it,
catch it.
but he sure had to. It got shoved in his face for sure.
Yeah, I mean, like, he says, I'm gonna die.
Mm-hmm.
So,
And these extinct creatures are like, you're gonna be extinct too.
yeah, all of the humanoid Kryptonians are going to be extinct. Like his whole race.
Stupid moss. And the Swamp Thing, I don't know, gives him a healing touch. Spa day.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, he psychically connects with him too. So
To be fair, he psychically connects with him.
Which, cool.
Yeah.
You always need a
I
friend
guess
for
the Green
that.
do that.
Yeah.
Because the moss is creating the hallucinations
Hellscape.
in his mind, and he can connect with the moss. He can connect through the moss to Superman's head.
Oh, see, I just assumed that if you touch the moss and you touch Superman, you'd see his hallucinations too. I forgot that the Swamp Thing has specifically plant powers.
Yeah.
Okay, I guess we needed the Swamp Thing for this then. I'll take back that criticism where I was like, what does the Swamp Thing really do? It's just such a short issue that I know they had to wrap it up quickly.
Yeah, it's true.
And what were they going to do beyond? I mean, they already had Superman like destroying everything around him.
Mm-hmm.
He was going out of control. That's a little scary, the idea of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I liked the idea too that he was like, I want to go somewhere to die with no other superheroes. I can't see anybody I know.
I like how it's just the South. It's not like
I know.
Louisiana or Florida or...
Well, that's why I was like, all of the South? That's a lot of states.
Yeah, I think the furthest south is the Flash.
Oh, yeah.
Well, yeah, and it's because I think he's from Missouri?
Is that where Central City is?
Yeah.
What does that say about that universe that he can find a state that has no superheroes? They're not doing their job.
Yeah, I mean, well, they kind of go into that if you remember back to when we covered Swamp Thing too, when Jason Woodrow, the Floronic Man, attacks a town, and then they're all like, "Oh, there's no superhero there."
Yeah.
Yeah, it's that big
It's
city
a major
life.
oversight.
Yeah.
Yeah, they're fine.
Everywhere else is a small town. Big cities is where all the crazies
You
at.
don't get glory from conquering small towns, to be fair.
Yeah. True. Yeah. First New York, then DC, then the world.
Yeah.
Man, that makes me think about how I actually liked Luthor. The depiction of Luthor, like losing control in the first. Back to the first story.
Yeah.
Sorry,
It's okay.
but thinking about the third one, mortality, pretty obvious, right?
Yeah.
Like the usual, like what could have been. What about my life then? What about my life now?
Yeah. I mean, he's in that version of his life. He's in like a kind of dead end research job.
Just a rock dude.
Yeah. An interesting detail is that even though, he grew up there and that is all the same, Brainiac still attacks Krypton and steals the city of Kandor. Mm-hmm. That's what his job is to look through the rubble of the lost city of Kandor. Mm-hmm.
Well, Superman can't imagine a future where that didn't happen.
Yeah.
But logically speaking, I mean, I guess, again, if you're thinking, like, this is the best thing that could happen, in my mind, I'm thinking, if Superman wasn't, like, if Krypton didn't explode, Superman wouldn't have gotten off-world. He'd still be there. And, like, I'm thinking, like, logically, there is nothing that having Krypton not explode would prevent Brainiac from just, like, coming in and...
Yeah, no, it makes sense. It was just interesting detail that I liked,
That's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, in general, that story is really. It's again, I know they have to wrap it up, but man, if I got out of like my most desired life and it had started to go horribly wrong, and then all my friends were like, "Happy birthday," I'd be like, "I need a minute alone."
Yeah. Well,
I
mean,
just lost the children that I never had.
But see, here's the thing: Superman, by his sheer force of will, can
His
get over
sheer
this
force of
no.
Superman Meshi taught me a lot.
Yes.
but to your point, Shawenta, for real though, I think that there is a little bit of like, you know, pushing it all down, but also having this very I don't know, like a very strong reaction still, like internally, because first Wonder Woman gives.
I mean, he does literally lash out angrily and like
yeah.
almost kill that dude.
Yeah, well, yes, but I just mean like when he's just him and his friends, because it's like Wonder Woman gives him a replica of the Bottle City of Kandor, which also
Which he already has.
yeah, he already has one.
That's so funny to
So
me.
he has one that got big. She was like, "This is to replace the one that got big."
Right.
Well, that
so-
was the
so
actual
he-
city of Kandor.
Yeah. So Brainiac had shrunk down the entire city.
Okay.
And
but
then-
Superman wasn't keeping that shrunk down version,
He
was he?
was because he had no way to resize it
Okay.
and put the people somewhere. So he did figure it out eventually. It was an ongoing thing.
Okay.
And so he eventually fixed it, and then so she gave him a replica, but he had a replica.
Oh my God, Superman.
Yeah.
Overconsumption.
But I couldn't tell if that meant that she forgot that she had already given him a replica or if he just had one.
I mean, I'm just
felt-
assuming it's the joke that he has everything.
Oh,
the man who has
yeah,
everything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
Good point.
He really does.
Yeah. Huh.
But yeah, I'm sure that also, you know, sparked the recent memory of, you know, that tragedy. And
Well, it's also the thing that, like, because he's Superman, he can just, like, you know, of course, faster than any of them, go and hide it and then
Yeah.
put her and come back to accept her gift happily.
Mm-hmm.
It's that thing again, like, he's so fast, I guess he could hide his true emotions about all of this.
Yeah. And then Batman saw like, oh, I got you this rose, but it got crushed. But I called it Krypton, and he's like,
Maybe
Probably
it's,
good
maybe
that
it's
it's
good. I don't know what his plan was with that when he first said it. He was like, and we got this special breed of rose made, and we called it Krypton. I was like, the thing that can kill him?
no, that's
Ooh.
kryptonite.
Okay, Krypton. Okay.
Yeah.
So
So yeah, he called it his home planet.
this
and
is your planet.
yeah, and
I'm
then
sorry
gets,
it's squished.
well, yeah, he says maybe it's for the best that it got destroyed.
Oh, I didn't even
Sir.
catch the. Wow.
See, I thought he was just like, I mean, I know what on the base level he's saying, like, oh, because we just had a bad experience with plants.
Mm-hmm.
But my God,
Yeah.
Batman.
Yeah.
I guess it's good your parents got shot.
No, no.
Batman.
No, he's not saying that about that.
I know.
Oh, okay.
But it's a faux pas.
Yeah. Well, no, Batman doesn't say that.
Oh.
Superman says that to Batman.
I thought Batman said that.
No, Batman says sorry that it got crushed in the
Okay.
battle, and Superman says, well, maybe it was for the best, actually.
That's horrible.
Yeah.
I love it.
Wow. Yeah, that
Okay,
went over my head.
so it's totally fine if Superman says it.
Yeah, he gets to interpret his experiences how he wants.
I don't know about. Sorry, not to get a hang up on this, but the idea of calling. I just realized the fact that it's called Krypton and Kryptonite.
Mm-hmm.
Like, what if you called it, like, the thing that hurt you, like, Earth dirt? And you're like, oh, the Earth dirt.
Yeah, I mean, it's irradiated pieces of the planet Krypton is kryptonite.
I guess we are not immune to radiation.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, essentially the weird fake science of Superman is that he is super powerful under Earth radiation from the sun and dies from Krypton radiation.
My God. There's so many little parts. I'm glad you pointed out that extra line.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that is a jab to the effect of the ones in Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow. You're just like, oh, okay.
It hurts.
Yeah. Yeah, but so I don't know. Jake, did you have anything that you liked or disliked in these in particular that we haven't mentioned?
I thought it was kind of weird in Whatever Happened that it's like, I feel like more drama is given to the death of Crypto than to Lana and Jimmy. I thought it was kind of an odd touch.
Yeah, it is, actually. I think I agree with that. Like, Superman has a bigger reaction because of it, but in terms of panel space and the way it's portrayed...
Yeah, I almost thought she was just gonna get, like, hurt, but they really did have Jimmy be like, "You've killed her!"
Yeah.
I was like, the tiny body of her in that panel.
I wonder if part of that... Well, except for Jimmy also dies.
Yeah.
If Jimmy hadn't died, I would be tempted to say that, like, part of it is the simplistic morality of, like, eye for an eye, like, and in the same way that Superman sacrifices his powers. You know, you killed Luthor's body, even if it was a mercy killing.
I feel like
now you have to die.
Is it like a comics code thing? Because
This
at least
is 86, so it's at this point.
Okay, that's true. Also, it's Alan Moore.
Yeah.
But the I feel like I noticed with Lex Luthor, he just gets like karate chopped by love, and then he falls over dead. I was like, pretty bloodless.
Yeah, it was pretty bloodless. You're right. It was just a simple break to the neck, because
I thought she just knocked him out.
Yeah.
She killed him.
She killed him, yeah. I mean, I didn't know either until they said, you killed him.
Yeah. But man, Superman's friends really don't follow the same code as him at all, do they?
No. I mean, yeah, I wonder if she would have hesitated if not for, like, how life or death it was seeming to be.
Well, also, I wonder what Superman's reaction would have been to seeing that firsthand.
Yeah. Yeah, like...
Is that a missed opportunity?
Maybe. Yeah. If they... Maybe if in a different world they could have decompressed it like modern comics, and this takes place over 6 issues.
Oh my God. I mean, you gotta appreciate that they're there to get it done.
Yeah. Like, these are some dense 2 issues.
Yes.
Yeah, see my summary where I had to really work to pare it down. I was like, every detail is kind of a little bit important.
Well, I feel like this goes along with what Jake was saying, where, like, it feels like certain moments were almost kind of comical because of how quickly they had to go by. Like Superman's friends, lovers, etc., family, I don't know, are like all hitting on the dome outside it. And like, what is it? Robin has like a stick.
Yeah, I noticed that too.
I was like, huh.
Hey, you never know. Maybe the fists aren't working, but you can just poke it with a pointy spear.
So did it feel rushed because it was condensed?
I think in some places. I don't think overall it did, but I think some scenes for me did.
Yeah, it was never enough to like detract from the story for me personally. But I was like, wow, that was a lot. And then Swamp Thing was so short in comparison.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it just blew by. Yeah, I think that's because I'm pretty sure I read it at the same time that you did, Jake, when you first read it, I mean. And I'm pretty sure that we both read that story just kind of not super memorable, and it goes by fast.
The Swamp Thing one?
Yeah, the Swamp Thing one. But, yeah, I mean, honestly, I don't know if there's... there probably is more like and dislike to talk about, but to kind of segue into the art now, I think that the Swamp Thing one, the biggest selling is the art for me.
Yeah, there's a lot of times. I think the Swamp Thing one, it's the kind of iconic Swamp Thing face.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's the same art team that did the Saga of the Swamp Thing with Alan Moore, so
makes sense. Yeah. I really noticed the art of the Man Who Has Everything.
Oh, okay. Dave Gibbons.
I'm not personally a fan of the style, but I noticed how nice it was. Mm-hmm. I was like, this is really well done.
Yeah.
Not for me, but.
Mm-hmm. I will say about that, I agree, but also Dave Gibbons is a little bit guilty of drawing characters, not the same within a story, but the same.
You'll see repeating faces or something.
Yeah, because Superman, Kal-El, in his dream world looks just like Dan, whatever his last name is, Night Owl in Watchmen.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
Huh.
Like, hey, I've seen that face before.
The details for Krypton were really nice though.
Mm-hmm.
It felt almost cyberpunky.
Yeah.
I kind of love that. Although still, that one little detail, it's not even art related. The fact that they have to pay money for the phones. I was like, this makes it dated.
Oh, yeah.
We can't even imagine a beautiful future where we don't have to pay phones.
Yeah, interesting. I didn't think about that.
But man, the symbols, the costumes, when his dad is meeting with that dude who's just like a Palpatine kind of figure.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh, that guy's evil. And then they come out in their outfits super looking like Klansmen. Yeah. I was like, oh, they weren't joking about that.
Yeah.
The other symbolism.
Yeah. Definitely. Yeah, actually I'm looking at one now and it's one guy looks like like a Klansman and the other guy kind of looks like a Nazi.
Crazy. Going for it.
Yeah. Yeah, though. I think that the art in that one worked really well too. Dave Gibbons is obviously very talented. I am sure that this came just on the heels of the success of Watchmen, probably. Because I think that was throughout 1985, and so they were probably publishing Watchmen at the same time because this is also 1985.
Okay, there's some similar veins in there.
Yeah, art-wise, I mean, it doesn't go with the critique of superheroes and what they mean to the world like Watchmen does, but that yeah.
Well, I guess Superman kind of thinks about what superheroes need to be because he decides to stop being one in the first.
Right. I mean, I guess Alan Moore maybe is very practiced at thinking about that because he also wrote Miracle Man, a story about basically the Shazam, who goes no, he doesn't go evil, it's his sidekick that goes evil, but he basically creates a utopia for the world.
I'm sure it goes perfectly.
Yeah, actually it is actually more utopic, basically that's his pure utopia, and then Watchmen is his dystopia. They're kind of coins.
I mean, I was just joking because anytime you have a utopia, you can't stay perfect forever.
No, yeah, that's true. But yeah, kind of moving back to the art and whatever happened in The Man of Tomorrow, though, I think that, it
feels a little bit more dated, but also it's of its time.
Yeah. And I mean, honestly, I think I'm to me, I'm it's very clear, Kurt Swan is just really practiced at penciling these characters, you know? He knows them so well. He knows how to draw Superman. He knows how to draw Clark Kent. I think some of the weirdness I find is actually in the inkers because, I mean, I like George Perez's art when he's like penciling and inking himself, but I think that they say in the little interview part at the beginning that he was like really excited to ink Kurt Swan. And I don't know, I wonder if that kind of like got in his head a little bit. I mean, not that it's bad. I'm not saying that the inking is bad. I just feel like it's different and a little bit more modern, but with an old pencil style.
Comparing which comics?
Oh, sorry. So the ones with Kurt Swan and George Perez is actually just the very first issue of Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow. Yeah, and then it's a different inker, but still with the same penciler on the second issue.
I mean, he knows his craft. You can tell with the dimensionality.
Yeah, that's true.
So yeah, but I mean, an inker can change a lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think the ways Wonder Woman was drawn in the last one was a little funky at times. Just some of the side faces she makes. That's like the only time I really noticed the art. I was kind of engrossed in the story.
Okay. Yeah. Oh, you know what else Dave Gibbons does a lot is the making things like, you know, different colors than what you would expect them to be.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's what kind of lent it to some different mood lighting.
Yeah, mood lighting.
That's why I liked a lot about the Krypton scenes.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I don't know. I didn't see any weirdness with Wonder Woman's face, but I wasn't really a part. I was similarly engrossed, I would say.
The art worked for the story then.
Yeah.
We didn't notice it.
Yeah. I think that, yeah, something could be... I will say... Oh, okay, sorry. I know we jump around so much. It gets a little bit confusing. Yeah, I think that there was some good perspective choices in Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow, where, you know, it could easily just be like, yeah, we just do like, you know, talking heads, like, you know, cut off at the torso.
Yeah.
But like in particular when Lana and Jimmy are, you know, getting their superpowers and stuff, and it like it's at the bottom of Lana's feet, you know, and looking at Jimmy and stuff.
I feel like they just knew they had to do that. But I really do like the one where it's like, it's when she hears Superman saying he doesn't love her.
Yeah.
It's the side of her face. Mm-hmm. And then you sort of see her facing Jimmy more. And Jimmy's like, what's wrong? And she's like, no, nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
I could feel that her like physically shutting herself off.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So yeah, I think that the art really delivered in those ways. Also the part where Brainiac forces Luthor's body back up after being killed.
Pretty metal.
Yeah. Like, whoa. Yeah. And then in the Jungle Line, the Superman Swamp Thing, I really enjoyed the way that they represented Superman's microscopic vision. They zoom in closer and closer on his eyes, but switching back and forth to closer and closer on the moss until he's literally looking at it as if it was on a microscope.
Yeah, little touches like that are cute. I mean, I didn't know he had that. I mean, I'm assuming he has like every power, kind of.
Yeah, a lot of powers. Especially right before they reboot him. Yeah.
Doesn't he make like a waterfall or something? What's that thing that happens in Swamp Thing? It's just like a bunch of water.
Wait, Swamp Thing does?
No, Superman makes that happen and Swamp Thing's like, whoa.
I don't know. I cannot remember that
It's
part
another one of his powers, I guess.
Yeah, the only thing is I was like, maybe he can like cause rain to happen. Like, I mean,
he just like has like a water spout out of his mouth for a moment.
No way.
It happens.
I feel like I
Look
would
at the
remember
issue.
that. Yeah, we'll have to find that later.
Off of the show, we
Yeah,
will
yeah.
discuss this. Either that's me hallucinating.
Yeah, I just can't imagine, like, just like you said, a waterfall, just like water, like
It
pouring
liter-
out of his
No,
mouth.
it literally is like a water hose. I mean it. That's why I was like, this is weird.
Okay.
We have to move on.
Yeah, we have to move on. Jake, did you have anything to say about the art?
No, not really. I mean, it's functional. I don't think it's bad, but there's nothing that really sticks out in my mind.
Okay. Would you prefer like in a different style, a more modern take, or is there anything to like the antiquatedness of it, or is just
Like, it's charming, I guess, but that's because I have kind of a affinity to that older stuff.
Nostalgia.
I wouldn't certainly pay someone to redo this comic in a more like modern or digital style.
Yeah. No, I agree. You'll notice on the cover of the 2009 reprint, it's a version of the cover of the issue of Action Comics, the second issue in the Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow story, but it's digitally recolored, so it's all like kind of 3D affected, and it doesn't look better.
Yeah. I think the colorist really enhanced a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I think so too. I think they did a good job in all three stories. All right. Well, so now we're going to transition to the discussion of our theme. Our theme being Superman. How would you describe this portrayal of Superman compared to other popular media depiction?
We kind of discussed this already, right? I feel like he's kind of atypical in some of his like more, I don't know where the right word for it. It's not outspoken emotions. It's just, I mean, I feel like he really is emotive in a lot of these in a way that I don't typically see with Superman. I mean, that's the point, right? You're supposed to push the character to their limits.
Right.
But sometimes writers don't. They're like, that wasn't that crazy. Issue over.
Yeah. I kind of get what you mean. And I think part of it is that it's like, I want to be able to better compare this to the other contemporary Superman stories, the real stories, you know? Just to like know, like, does Superman act like that, you know?
Well, I'm more interested in like if the Superman of that time period, like his depictions were the same with that one. Or was Alan Moore kind of stepping out of that?
Right, that's what I meant.
Okay, I thought you said only modern ones.
No. I meant contemporary, as in contemporary to this story.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I'd be interested to see that. But generally, I mean, yeah, I think that what's missing, like, you know, in terms of like what we would maybe expect from the like, you know, the large amount of interpretations of Superman is kind of that like hopefulness, you know, that people like to talk about.
Is he inspiring hope?
Well, I mean, there's of course, in the Zack Snyder movie, this symbol stands for hope, you know.
It's an S, though.
It's an S. But, yeah, generally, I think, you know, having that, like, commitment to kindness, maybe you could say, and inspiring other heroes to, like, look to his example.
He doesn't really get a chance to do that at all, does he?
Yeah, but also I'm not sure if you'd necessarily say that, like, looking at what he does, you could even imagine that, you know?
I mean, you can sort of, in the last one, say that, like, he got out of he got out of the trance.
Yeah, that's true. Actually, the last one is probably the most typical for what I would expect.
Yeah, and like we said, it's the most typical because it was even animated.
Yeah,
actually.
Yeah, and the way that Jason Todd is like, looking up to him and stuff.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But Superman almost does like the opposite, where he gives up on himself in that first story.
Yeah.
Because, yeah, he doesn't don Superman anymore. The Superman outfit or the symbol. He's just a regular dude.
Oh, yeah, when he's after the golden kryptonite.
Yes.
Yeah.
He chooses to, like, I'm not a symbol of hope anymore. I've killed.
Mm-hmm.
That's not me disparaging it or anything. That's just, that's what happened. It feels like he's giving up in some ways on Superman.
Mm-hmm.
That's a little atypical.
Yeah. Yeah, it does feel like, generally, like, so he is the prototype for superheroes, in general. And with that, it's like we kind of come to expect superheroes to never give up.
It's that other thing, though, of what he says, where he's like, he was a narcissist, the world can get on without him.
Mm-hmm.
And also, who are the real superheroes? The regular, everyday people. So believe in yourself, not Superman.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I wonder how much of that, like, bad-mouthing Superman was, like, an act.
Genuine, or just him being cheeky.
Yeah, cheeky, and also trying to make sure that people stay off the trail, too.
He didn't have to say anything.
Yeah, but it's classic, like, Peter Parker hates Spider-Man because, why would he like that guy?
Everybody's so obsessed with him.
Yeah. Yeah, though, I think that it's very interesting because, I think in some ways it's very atypical, as you've been saying, and also trying to, be a celebration of everything that Superman had been up to that point.
Yeah, it tries to come full circle in the typical Superman way, but in a very odd way to me. Yeah. It's hard to say that he's a symbol of hope in some of these.
Yeah. Yeah, and also maybe there's, just I think that the reboot grounds him, they wanted to ground their entire universe, basically, a little bit, so that, it's like, oh, there's not going to be, like, 1 million Superman family members. He's going to be the last son of Krypton, and that's it, stuff like that.
So before that, this comic, including the iterations before it, so he wasn't grounded.
Yeah, this is where, like, a lot of his larger lore comes from, as far as, like, all of his weird powers that never show up again. There's just so many weird stories that happen, and the red kryptonite that makes him change shape, and
okay.
Yeah.
So it's not that different for the time.
No,
it's just a little bit more of a finality in certain ways.
And it does act as a transition, though, in terms of tone, because, like, I'm sure that they had, like, maybe more serious toned stories before that, but generally, it's like Bizarro and Mr. Mxyzptlk, they were silly bad guys.
Yes, literally.
they cause mischief. They just
Mxyzptlk showing up and then being like, yeah, I was the evil one all along. I made everybody do, like, the worst that they could possibly do as far as being a villain.
Yeah.
It's a very interesting choice.
Mm-hmm.
He's always such a gag character.
Yeah.
Okay, so I feel like we keep going over this. He's atypical, but also he's typical for the time. It's like a culmination of a lot of Superman's lore, like you're saying. But what kind of reader would like this Superman?
Yeah, it's tough because
someone who's interested in the history of Superman, I guess.
I think so.
It's a really interesting turning point, like you're saying.
Yeah. I think that especially, like, if you're like reading some of the like collections that they've done of Superman's Golden Age and Silver Age, I would definitely say, oh, you have to read this before you move on to his modern age, you know? Like, otherwise, yeah. I mean, I guess you won't be missing anything. You just won't get an ending.
It's a culmination.
Yeah, it's a culmination. Yeah. And, yeah, I think that there's few times that gets to happen in superhero stories, I feel like.
And I know that you, like, described some of it as kind of edgy. I don't know if I'd use that exact word for it, but I get what you're saying. Like,
yeah,
it's a little bit of a darker turn with some of these characters.
Yes, yeah.
But it doesn't really ever feel not genuine to who the characters could become or be.
Yeah, I agree with that. Yeah, I don't think that it ever is like totally outside of the character potential.
And I appreciate that genuineness in the characters. Like, yes, they could become this. This is like the worst possible scenario.
Mm-hmm.
But it's, yeah.
I guess one thing that, sorry, this is kind of backtracking a little bit, but it could maybe be nice to have a little bit more character work with Lex Luthor instead of just immediately being taken over.
Yeah, he really got the... Well... You know, he always wants to be in control, and now he's the one being controlled.
That's true.
And all he wants is now to die, because that sucks.
Yeah.
Sure sucks when you're not in control, huh, Luthor?
Yeah, I guess he got a taste of his medicine, but...
That's usually what culminations are for villains, right?
Yeah.
The taste of their own medicine. Mr. Mxyzptlk being like torn in two in the Phantom Zone and going back to the fifth dimension. It's like, that's brutal.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, is there anything like metaphorical for that for him? Like, you know, just always...
Well, it plays on the thing that he always does, which is just retreat back to his dimension. But I don't know, he's such a joke character in some ways.
Yeah.
It's hard to be like, and that's exactly what it was always leading up to.
Yeah, I don't know. It's interesting.
Yeah, Jake, what do you think of this Superman? Do you think like modern readers would read it if they don't know anything about the previous ones?
Like a reader of modern Superman, or just a
I guess
reader?
a modern reader of Superman. Do you think they could get anything out of this if they didn't already read some Superman from this era?
Yeah, I think so, because other than, like, I'm blanking on the name of the guy, but, like, in Whatever Happened, the guy who shows up and it's like Toyman killed them.
Oh, Pete Ross.
Yeah, other than him, like, most of these characters have some appearance in
some
modern
newer
comics.
iteration,
Yeah. So there's something there.
And the comic does pretty good at, like, explaining who's who as needed, and a few little context clues here and there.
Yeah, I mean, other than, like, you know, animated things and movies and stuff like that, this is probably maybe one of my first Superman comics that I read. I don't know, like, there might have been some before that, and probably, like, maybe I read some, like, Justice League or something like that, too, where he appeared.
I will say, it is a little depressing for a Superman comic. I know we've touched on that already, but thinking about it overall, I'm like,
yeah,
there's hope sometimes.
I think I mean, I know that you're not really a fan of how it ends, but I think that it was worse when I had just thought that Lois remarried.
I mean, yes, it is worse if
Yeah.
she just remarried and he's dead.
Yeah.
And she was the only one who, like, one of the only ones who survived to watch him die. But not even just for that one. I mean, like you said, at the very end, he's like, maybe it's better Krypton's got crushed.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, we can pretend that it's not better. I don't know. Like,
Yeah.
there's a difference between mourning, right? And
Yeah.
then living in regret constantly.
True. Yeah. And also on the other hand, with whatever happens to the Man of Tomorrow, I think that his kid is supposed to represent hope, and
yes,
and the
as
cycle.
Children often are.
Yeah.
They're just a symbol.
And also the cycle that even they're imagining what if Superman ended, but really Superman never ends, even in the real world.
That's the thing. If the everyday man is so special and great as a superhero, then why'd you have a kid with superpowers, huh? Sorry, but that is legitimately something I thought about. It's like,
I don't think he got the choice.
He's just gonna take it away from the kid. That'd be so mean.
That would be mean.
Yeah, Superman never dies, except sometimes he does.
Yeah.
But it'll be okay.
Yeah. He'll come back when the world really needs
There
him.
will always
like
be
Avatar.
superheroes. Like the Avatar.
Yeah. Well, cool. Yeah, I think that's pretty much it for this episode. I guess is there this isn't really the kind of story something that you would hope to see if these stories
It's
continued.
literally a culmination
Yeah.
story. It's kind of hard to say what else we'd want to see more of.
Right.
I really
Yeah.
appreciate the fleshing out of Krypton.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. I want to see more stories in Krypton.
Yeah. I guess I'll ask you this in that similar vein. Would you go back instead? Are you
What do you
interested to read older Superman stories?
Not really. There's too many people.
There's too many people. Not more
The
than
fact that he has a guest area and he has so many bedrooms for so many people kind of makes me laugh. Like, I know that's probably what he has, but it's the Fortress of Solitude. You're usually pretty alone.
Yeah. Yeah.
Just like an empty resort that he just lives in.
Well, he lives in Metropolis. He just also goes there to work but he's not. It's home away from home.
I think they all should have been having a sleepover on a couch. That would have made more sense.
Also, I will say I don't feel like Superman has a larger cast than Riverdale.
But they all are important. I don't care about that old couple getting a divorce. Okay, what about you, Jake? I mean, I guess you've probably read way more than that for this older Superman.
Not that much. I've probably picked up some Golden Age here and there, but the only other one would be like Death in the Family, for sure. That's not really Superman. So vaguely the same time period.
Yeah. Yeah.
Whenever Death of Superman comes in, which
That-
is not in this,
No.
despite being about Superman dying.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't
Yeah, not a crazy amount.
No, I haven't read a lot of pre-crisis Superman other than this. Yeah. I mean, I'm also a little bit influenced by some online friends talking about pre-crisis Superman lately, but I'm kind of interested to check it out. I think that I have a little bit more of a tolerance for the episodic storytelling that was popular then. Where things can be just silly and laughed off and stuff.
I mean, if it's like the last story, The Man Who Was Everything, it's interesting.
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you can kind of the thing is that the Silver Age stretches from like the 50s to the 80s, so there's kind of a wide variety of stories of like, yeah.
Sometimes they drag things out, though. Mm-hmm. It wasn't always episodic.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know. I'd be interested to check it out. Generally, the consensus is that it's one of Superman's best eras.
Okay. Fine, I relent.
But yeah, all right, cool. So that's all the time we have. We really went a little over. This has been our review of Superman, Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow, and other Superman stories written by Alan Moore. If you liked this episode, be sure to follow us on Twitter at TheComicPanel1 and listen to more of us on Spotify or wherever you listen to podcasts. Our title is The Comic Panel Podcast. You can also listen to us on KSUAradio.com or on KSUA 91.5 FM in Fairbanks, Alaska. Be sure to tune in 2 weeks from now for our next Superman book. I'm Cody.
I'm Jacob.
And I'm Shawenta.
And we'll see you next time. Thanks for listening.